be seated. Thank you. Again, I'd like to welcome our distinguished participants to this very special occasion, which we have tagged a panel session as part of events marking the OTA 2023 Youth Empowerment and Digital Skills Training. You will agree with me, since this exercise commenced, been having a good time. And so I'd like to quickly introduce very important dignitaries in our midst. You are all very important because you are the reason why we are here. We have in our midst this event, as we normally do at Covenant. First, we want to acknowledge and recognize the Chancellor of Covenant University, Dr. David Oyedepo. Please put your hands together for me. Also, we'd like to recognize the Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, Professor Abiodun H. Adebayo. I'd like to let us know that he's connected with what is happening here this afternoon. Also, I bring you warm greetings from the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Covenant University, Professor Olujide Adekeye, the Acting Registrar, Mrs. Regina Toby Davids. I also bring us warm greetings from the CEO, MD, Cisco Network Africa, Mr. Olakayo Toyin, who is ably represented here today by his team. We have Mr. David, we have Mr. Emmanuel, Mr. Chris, and all the Cisco team members in the house. Please put your hands together for them. And of course, the man who took the opening prayer, Engineer Kinyoluwa Tola, who is the representative. Come. Now let me. Very distinguished professors are here seated, members of this panel session, who gave us this place for free to use. Professor Olalike Ogun, you are warmly welcome. Thank you. Sitting next to him is another professor in the making, the head of our Department of Electrical and Information Engineering, Professor Isaac Samuel. Please forgive me. Thank you very much. We also have an erudite scholar in the house, our distinguished faculty, Dr. Oluranti. And of course, we have another distinguished personality, Dr. Olubenga Mayowa, who is the chair of our Hebron Startup Lab. He wears many caps, so I don't even know. I will still introduce him properly. Thank you very much. We are still expecting one of our panelists, our current director, Center for System and Information Services, Engineer Akonle, Bola Akonle. He will be joining us shortly, but we need to, keep to time, so we will get started. Once again, you are warmly welcome to this panel session. I want to appreciate the technical crew from Cisco, and we trust that you're going to cover this event, and it will be everywhere. Thank you also for coming. Yes, so without much ado, before we start the panel session, I need to give us a background to the reason why we are here. Precisely on the 7th of July, we all gathered at our Center for African Leadership and Development, where we had the opening ceremony to kickstart the training, digital skills training for OTA youths. Our target has been to train 200 OTA youths, and seated in this room are the OTA youths. Please put your hands together for yourselves. Thank you very much. And so this is one of the events we have earmarked as the concluding part of this training. And we are trusting that as you listen with rapt attention, as our panelists will be making their presentation, you are going to go home with great knowledge, that will transform you, change your mind, and you will begin to disrupt technology and bring forth products.
Yes, Director Studies of Covenant University. He has several, he's the Deputy Director of CUCID in charge of commercialization. It was published over the years and also written in different journals, articles. It specializes in entrepreneurship, marketing. With a round of applause, kindly help me appreciate Dr. Ogun, Professor Ogun, Panelist. Thank you so much, sir. The fourth person on the stage, we have Director of Covenant Center for Open and Distance E-Learning. He's a curator. Eba Startup Lab. Please help me welcome Dr. Mayowa.
Introduction and the profile of our panelists. We are going to go straight to business. Some of our panelists have PowerPoint presentation, so please, we need you to pay attention. Please permit me to invite Dr. Jonathan Olunroti. He will be our first speaker, but before he comes on board, I need to say that each of the panelists will speak to us on the various topics we have here marked here, and they will speak for 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Okay, 7 minutes. But if you finish before 7 minutes, all well and good, we'll be glad. We're going to have the first round of questions, then you also speak again, and then we'll take it from there. And so we have Dr. Olunroti Jonathan. He will be speaking to us this afternoon. He will be highlighting the relevant digital skills and courses in digital economy. Recall that the theme of this event, the 2023 training, is digital skills for digital economy. So he will be speaking to us on relevant digital skills that you and I need to acquire for us to be able to navigate our way in digital economy. Dr. Olunroti, you are welcome. You have 7 minutes for your presentation.
Yeah, I want to count it a great privilege actually to be part of the participants today, and I'm not taking it lightly. And I want to crave your indulgence to just follow me the way the presentation will be made. I want to believe, as has been said by the moderator, I thought that you go with something today. Thank you. You are not responding, you are not motivating me. Okay, yeah. This one is let's sorry. Sorry, please, for the... Thank you. Yeah. So please, as I've been mentioned, I'll be speaking on the topic, highlights of digital skills, economy. And I've been introduced, so I don't need to introduce myself again. This is the presentation outline. I'll just go straight to the presentation. Now, it's important that we note here that the pervasive nature of technology that we are currently experiencing, has, informed the need for us to acquire more technologically based skills. All right, and that's why we are actually talking about this topic. So, individuals, of course, we just need to upgrade their skills in order to cope with the changing trend in terms of technology. All right, and also, it's important for us to know that almost everything is technology based, and you can hardly survive in terms of job or whatever it is. You cannot focus along that line. Just to talk about that. Now, the need. Sorry, yes. The last part of this fourth slide says increasing the use of digital technologies at work is raising the demand for new skills along 3 lines. Now, that's the next slide. The need for skills have been categorized into 3, and that's what we are talking about. What we call ICT generic skills, okay, which are such skills that professionals will need. Then the second one has to do with ICT specialist skills for people that will build applications and tools that will be used in technology. And of course, we also talk about the ICT complementary skills, okay, that will become new tasks associated with the use of ICT at work. Okay. Now, properly situate discussion, it's important that we're able to basic terms. Okay, so the first one there is digital technologies, and this of course is the scientific or engineering knowledge that this practical use of digital or what we call computerized devices, methods, or and the second is digital skills, which is topic, and this of course refers to a range of abilities to use digital devices, communication applications, and network to access and manage data as well. And of course, the third one is digital economy. Okay, and this refers to economy that is basically based on computing and digital technologies. And so I've tried to situate the connectedness of these 3 terms. Okay, you need digital skills to access or use digital technologies, which are the main drivers of digital economy. So they are all together, and that's why it's important that we situate that. Okay, so I'll just do 2 of this, and then I'll move straight to the highlights of the digital skills. Okay, so the digital economy can be viewed from 3 perspectives: e-business, e-commerce, and of course e-business infrastructure. And these are some of the key attributes of digital economy. First of all, it is digitized. Okay, most of what is involved there are digital content. Okay, and of course it's connected to the point that workers, assets, suppliers, okay, all are linked together by what we call wireless communication. And of course, it makes provision for sharing. Okay, so you don't have to buy everything that you need as far as this technology. And of course, okay, so that's one of the most important characteristics of digital economy. Okay, and of course we can talk about the advantages, disadvantages of that. So I move straight to the next point here. Digital skills. That's my focus in order to skills are crucial for business across industries, all right, and that want to raise brand awareness. That to seize this opportunity to acquire the necessary skills that will give you proper placement in the digital world that we are in now. And that's why we are actually talking about this now. And so I went straight to the skills that you may need to acquire as what we are talking about. However, that's not here. Skills and what we call soft skills. Okay, I've tried to outline them here, but I've not categorized them. But I believe you can actually connect with it as I make. So the first one there is programming, web, and app development. Okay. Now these are one of the ways or one of the jobs that people in the digital era actually do in order to build tools that people will use. Okay, so it's all about programming and all. So these skills are listed on a regular basis in the top 10 most in demand by employers. There is no one with these skills that can be jobless. That does it. With these skills, the second, digital business analysis. Digital business analysis. They are at the epicenter of digital projects, and they can help organizations develop what we call ecosystem of technology that will help drive digital. So there's what we call digital business analyst skill that you need to acquire. Of course, time will not permit me to go into full details, but I will share the slides as well as the further links. You can access more details. Okay, there's another one, digital design and what we call data visualization. All right, the applications mostly that we have now have one thing in common, what we call an interface where you can access it. Okay, and so one of the functions of this person or this category is to design the UI for those applications. That is a very an important aspect of it. Now, if you're not designing, you can also be interested in creating applications that visualize, and that's in the second part there. Designers can also visualize complex data to help management make vital business decisions. Okay, and that's what we call data visualizations. Okay, there are tools that can also help you do that. There's Tableau, there's Power BI. They are very useful tools. Right. The fourth one that I have here is digital project. All right. You will quite agree with me that no project succeeds if it's not properly managed. All right. And that's why the person with such a thing, okay, is always needed for every project. Okay, so and it's a vital part of developing digital products and services in a timely and cost-effective manner. Of course, that's all that project management is about: timely and cost-effective delivery of projects. Okay, of course, there are some foundational knowledge that you need in software engineering. Okay, that's where the word that's Scrum and Agile is actually coming up there. Okay, I move on to the next one. Digital product management. What? Project management. But this is talking about what? Product. Okay, so of course it's the project that eventually leads to the product. Okay, so the product also can be a means where the people that are part of it can be properly engaged. So it said software services in particular need to have a life cycle. Of course, from where the software goes into full operation, okay, a number of things actually happen. Okay, and of course, what we call evolution of software. Okay, I don't want to go into this of that. And of course, there's software as a service. Okay, people are managing that and making money from it. So there is a lot to do this is concerned. All right, so we have also what we call digital marketing. Quite a number aware of this, okay, but of course the essence of this products and services that companies have, and in-demand skills from digital marketers, such as developing the tools themselves, okay, from the technology aspect, analysis tools, social media marketing, all of them are built here, okay. People are making money from this, not just tweeting and of course chatting, as it were, on social media, all right. And number 7 here is social media. Yes, a lot is going on social media, all right. Whereas some are spending time rather wasting time, others are taking advantage of the 4.6 billion active. Of course, no details there. Understand and use social media effectively is a skill that every professional needs to have. Okay, and it plays a key role in a number of things that pertain to customer service aspect of that as well. This is very vital. This is very vital. And in fact, according to a recent report, in US alone, there are as many as 140,000 vacancies in this field. As many as what? 140,000 vacancies in the area of data and of course analytics. Okay, so these are also take advantage of in this digital economy. Okay, and number 9, content marketing. Content marketing. Of course, you are also aware that people have been creating content and making money from it. Okay, so these are also what you can venture into by reason of the exposures that you are getting from these trainings. Okay, and begin to do all of it. So content is crucial in driving brand awareness and can establish brands from thoughts as leaders. So we have all of that, and then finally, because of my time, I have the search engine marketing, what we call SEM, search engine marketing. All right. The point 2 there says to put things in perspective, 81% of internet users search online a product or service. You can take advantage of that, okay, to increase the visibility of a company's website and get paid for that. Okay, that is an avenue. When you get these slides, of course, you will go through them, and maybe during the question and answer session, we can still discuss more. And so that's all I have for now. And in conclusion, the use of digital technology is rising, all right, and the demand for new skills, all right, foundation skills as you get digital literacies as well as social and emotional skills are crucial for to enable effective use of digital technologies by everyone that's in this digital era. Thank you. These are small. I want to appreciate you for listening.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much, Dr. Olumoti, for that presentation. I believe our participants have taken notes, and at the appropriate time, their questions will be answered. Thank you very much. One more time, let's put our hands together for him. He actually had a lot to say, but for time's sake, I believe the slides will be made available to everyone so that we can go over it again and again. Briefly, I just want to summarize what he has presented to us. His topic was to highlight the relevant digital skills and courses in digital economy. And he took us through 10 of such, 10 key points. He talked about digital skills for project management, digital opportunities, and pedagogy environment. So you'll be bringing to the table some of the teaching methodologies and pedagogy for impacting digital skills. You have 7 minutes.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll see how to do this. It's a privilege to be the director there. So we're setting up an online platform where students can learn, register for certificate courses, diploma courses, and even a degree program. We're starting with computer science. Hopefully, by the grace of God, we should have the license this year by the special grace of God. I believe we've had a wonderful time learning. You are in a learning environment, and it's a privilege. I have my senior colleagues here who have one time, we've learned from one another, and we have different styles of teaching. When you talk of pedagogy, please forgive me, I don't have my slides. I will prepare it and send to the management for them to communicate that with us. And then we have different styles of teaching. And I believe we have learned one or two things. You shouldn't go just have those skills to yourself. You need to impact others. In our seated position, raise up your hand. Everybody. Is the other person's hand disturbing the other? No. It means that there are opportunities for everyone. That you have learned something does not mean that you should not teach others. Do you understand? What you have learned cannot disturb the other person. Do you get my point now? So, in the next few minutes, I'll just itemize some few tips that you use to teach others the skills, the digital skills that you already have. The first one is called active learning. Say that together, active learning. Yes. Now, what does that mean? It means that you should learn to encourage others to learn. Find a way to engage them actively. Don't just teach them theory. You understand? What I've just done now is an example of active learning. I gave you a point and I told you to mention it. Right? It sticks better and it stays with that person. Second is project-based learning. In other environment, it will say problem-based learning. But here now, it's called project-based learning. Meaning that as you teach, give them task, give them assignment, give them work to do. They say that in the doing is when you learn. You learn as you do. Do you understand? So, as you teach or impact your skills on other people, ensure that there are certain things you give to them to do. With that, you are going to make impact. Then we have personalized learning. Say that together. Personalized learning. Personalized learning. Personalized means that understand the person you are teaching, understand the audience, understand the viewers you are teaching, maybe online, physical, anyhow. Understand their behavior, understand their attitude, understand what is unique about them. You understand? And personalize what, or customize it to their taste. That I've taught you today, this style. It doesn't mean when I get to another environment, I'm going to use the same style. I need to understand. While I was sitting down here, I was just looking at everybody. I see that everybody here are of different, levels, different understanding, different age. So I needed to see how I can, communicate to you all. So you must learn how to communicate your skills to other persons, by personalizing it to the audience. So what's the first one? What's the second one? What's the third one? Good, you're following. So the next one is collaborative learning. Collaborative learning is about, doing something together. Encourage group work. Do you understand? if you have, maybe for example, induce or that encourages learning depending on what you are teaching them. What number are we now? What number are we going into now? The sixth one, I'm going to number 8. Assessment and feedback. Don't make your teaching, one-way traffic. Make it what? Two-way traffic. As you teach, they respond. If you notice, that's what I've been doing since I started speaking. You teach, you get a response to ensure that your viewers are following. The next one, number 7 now, continuous what? Learning. Continuous learning. Emphasize that digital skills are evolving. This is a very important aspect, and I'm saying this to you also. That you have learned what you have learned in the last few days does not mean that you should go and sit down with it. Ensure you are updating yourself. Of AI coming out every day. I sent one graph or a chart to someone yesterday that different AIs categorized into different, like walks of life, productivity, video, music, what have you. Keep on learning. Keep on learning. So as you teach your audience, your viewers, always encourage what? Continuous what? Learning. Then the last one, number 8, ethical and responsible use. Ethical and responsible use. Now, this aspect is also very important. Digital skills today can make you lazy. There are many tools out there that will not even allow you to task your brain. You need to be very ethical. What happens to all those Yahoo boys and all of them. You know what they are doing. I have a friend who teaches ethical hacking. That means there are positive aspects of hacking and there are negative aspects of hacking. Do you understand? But don't let anybody lure you into using your digital skills for negative aspects. Always be ethical. Tell the people, be truthful, have integrity. That no, I can't do this. This is where I stand. Do you understand? And I pray that God will help us in Jesus' name. So let's run it from the top before I take my leave. The first one is what? Second is what? Third is what? Fourth is what? 5, 6, 7, 8. The tips I have given to you is not exhaustive, but these are just the basic ones you need at this level. As you advance in your teaching or style, you will learn more on how to teach. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you very much, our director, Dr. Agbola. I can see it's been an interactive session. Everyone participated, especially with the various tips for learning. I want to quickly run through them. He gave us 8 tips. The first one is active learning, project-based learning, personalized learning, collaborative learning. We do that a lot in an academic environment. When we publish papers, we do that collaboratively. Of course, assessment and feedback learning, which he did. He demonstrated that, to carry everyone along. Continuous learning. Of course, learning is a continuum. There is no end to learning. When we stop learning, according to the Chancellor of Covenant University, Dr. David Oyedepo, we start dying. We will keep learning in Jesus' name.
Amen.
The last but not the least is ethical and responsible use. And I love what he said there. He said we should not use digital skills for negativity. We find many youths today, their major interest in digital skills is to hack, is to do Yahoo Yahoo. But I know none of you will do that seated here. Please, the skills you are learning is not for negativity. Use it to impact humanity. Use it to impact society. And I know God will bless you as you do in Jesus' name. Before I hand over to my co-anchor to take it from here, I also saw in the room the Executive Secretary, Community Development Impact Initiative, Mrs. Ruth Dijigeske. Thank you for coming, and thank you for all that you do and represent for community development. God bless you, ma'am. Please put your hands together for yourself for actively participating.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Abuola. I actually learned a lot from that short presentation. I'm actually going to bring the next speaker to talk about the role of power supply in digital economy, Dr. Isaac Samuel. Please, thank you for giving me a round of applause.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Permit me to stand on the existing the protocol that has been established. The role of power supply in digital economy. The role of power supply cannot be overstated, cannot be overemphasized. What happened? Huh? Okay. I wish we have just one switch controlling the whole hall. What will happen? Total darkness. No matter the opportunities that digital skill brings to you or on board, if there is no power, which is the driver of every advancement, then there's no profiting. So today I want to look at the role of power supply in digital economy. So I have my outline here. I just go straight because of our time. Introduction. The digital economy characterized by extensive use of digital technologies and the internet. This has become very crucial to our daily lives. You know, the way we live today has been so changed from what it used to be because of what the advent of digital technologies, the internet, and all that we have. That's what we call the internet of which connects virtually everything together. And so we have this internet that connects everything together through us. If there is no power, what happens? A lot of things go wrong. So power is very, very important. Digital economy has opened new avenue for innovations and connectivity. Through this internet, we're able to connect people across the world. Okay, so it is very, very important that we recognize that the backbone to this digital revolution is uninterrupted and efficient power supply. How will you feel? You are making a transaction and transferring money to someone, and this thing is not going, is not working. You begin to wonder what is happening. Perhaps back then, maybe at the bank or where the servers are, there's no power. So it's going to be a big issue. So it is very, very key that we have power. Power supply is foundational in a digital economy by supporting the infrastructure, data processing, storage, cloud computing, e-commerce, data, communication, IoT, and the emerging technologies. A reliable and efficient power supply ensures smooth functioning of digital services. If there is no regular power supply, we won't have that. And it is very, very important we have it in our business operations. And this will also add and encourage economic development. Now, key points we want to look at here. Number one, enabler of connectivity and innovation. Reliable power supply is the lifeline of data centers. When we talk about data centers, is where the infrastructure that drives all these digital technologies are kept. So if there is no power, it's demoralizing. I off this light to let us see something. The truth is this: the impact of unreliable power supply cannot be quantified. It's emotionally depressing. When you see light somewhere and you don't have light on the other side, you know what it means? It affects your emotion. It does something to our mentality. And that is what Nigeria has gone through all these years. It's not good. But running an uninterrupted power is crucial to maintaining seamless connectivity, transfer, and enabling communication. There's no two ways about it. To have this also investment in technology, it helps contribute of development to us. Now, our villages at home is not different from town. The only thing that makes the difference is what? Is electricity, availability of regular power supply. Because a city was once a village until electricity came to it. So that village, that place we are calling village, if they have electricity, they will also what? They will also develop. Industry will move there. Because it's better you build your industry close to the people than far from them. Okay. So that will lead to job creation. Now, about teaching methodology, Dr. Jonathan spoke about the opportunities in digital world. If we don't have regular and stable power supply, the advantages those things are supposed to bring to us, we will not have them. So it is very key. It has to platform on the consistent power supply. So it enables the youth to acquire skills and knowledge. Imagine you are in this hall and we are something one night off. Imagine this we've had like 5, 6 power failure. How will you will the learning be smooth? You are digitally will be you discourage and about the program. So supply is very important. It enables digital economy. You will start this business digitally. Now, your customers require you. Let me use customers unsatisfied. They will not be satisfied with your services. And then you'll be wondering, how can I solve this problem? Now, challenges and solutions. Addressing infrastructural gap in remote and underdeserved area is crucial for what? For increasing digital investment, smart grid storage solutions, centralized power generation, and enhance power reliability and distribution. I brought these pictures here to look at they have remaining energy, which has to do with the wind and the solar energy. We have the bank there. This is also power bank. There is something there locally used. That is what we call solar kiosk. In my department, it's still under construction. We produce this so that people can have access to charge their phones at any time T where there is no power supply. And we are trying to make it smart. We are working on it to make it smart. That is the solar panel. On that table there we have multiple sockets. We are also planning to use anywhere you have a congregation of people, many like the time we are doing shilos and all that. This can be pushed to that point and people will charge and pay you some money. You don't need NEPA supply to do that. So what are we saying here? What we are saying is that we are able to solve power problem by integrating these things into our daily life. You can always get backup powers. These big ones are used for data centers, and you can also use them in your house. You can use them in your office. You can use them anywhere. The same thing. The national grid. When we talk about the national grid, that is Nigerian power system, is too big. We need to decentralize that power system to have reliable power in this country. Now, villages, government, and philanthropists, chairmen, governors, that is exactly what they're supposed to be doing to empower the people, bring the power close to the people. Now, any community that has no light, that don't have power, what's supposed to be done there is to create a mini grid for them. Now, if you use solar is even far better because we have this abundance of sun everywhere in our country, everywhere it's sunny. It's a blessing from God. We should be able to harness it and use it to bless our people. So creating mini grids rather than having this big what do they call Transco or distribution network. Imagine Ibadan is an Ibadan IBDC in how many states? How can they service transformer? How can they change things? So what we are advocating is decentralization. Take the power close to the people. We are not advocating connect people to the grid anymore. Create a mini grid for them so that they can have access to power. Whatever. In conclusion, the role of power supply in the digital economy cannot be overstated. It transcends mere technological consideration and extend to socio-economic empowerment, enabling you to harness the potential of the digital age. As we move forward, it is imperative that we prioritize effort to ensure universal access to reliable and sustainable power supply.
If there is no said enabler to development, and it gave us but the most exciting development, and it gave us but the most exciting part of it was that it didn't leave us at those challenges alone. It's also provide solutions to them. And what are the solutions? The smart grid, power distribution, and solar energy. And he also showed us what his department is actually working on. Please, do you want to give him a round of applause for that? Thank you so much for We really appreciate you. Okay. Okay, while the section is ongoing, we have somebody that walked in. I want to sincerely appreciate the presence of Ashiwaju Oke from Adodo, Ota local government. Ashiwaju Oke, we appreciate you. We say thank you for coming. All right, we are moving on. Okay, so I want to let us know the next speaker and what he is going to. Professor Olalike Ogun is going to be talking to us on the role of entrepreneurship in digital economy. Thank you.
I want to say good afternoon to everyone. It's a privilege to be here. I want to appreciate the organizer of this program. And I also want to appreciate everyone of us seated here. Why? Because looking at your faces, I know that in Nigeria we have a hope. Do you agree with that statement? Together for yourself. So let me quickly apologize that I don't have to share, but following the suit of others, I will also put some things together and then forward it to the organizers so that we can have it, and then we're going to continue to ruminate over some that discuss. So I'm bringing to me that topic, the role of entrepreneurship in digital economy. Maybe I should start by saying that we have anybody in the house that after you have acquired this skill, you are just going to put it in your shelf. Do we have anybody? You have projects already. Can you put your hand? So, the beauty of the digital skills we are acquiring is actually entrepreneurship, that is putting it to use for the sake of profit. And you know, profit is not just about money, because you can actually be a social entrepreneur, impacting your society. So I believe that this topic is central to every one of us. We have listened to the importance of power supply. We have listened to a number of skills we need to acquire, garner and gather. We have listened to methodologies for sharing it with others. But it's also important for us to also see how we put all of these things together so that we profit with. I will start with the fact that there has always been this wrong conceptualization of that word, entrepreneurship. I'm sure if we throw it open and begin to ask ourselves, what is the definition of entrepreneurship? I'm sure we are going to have different definitions. And not necessarily quoting somebody else, but maybe in your own language. But because of time, we are not going to go that route. But I will just say it from here. The word entrepreneurship is from a French word, okay? Entrepreneur. What it actually means is that an entrepreneur is an undertaker. In other words, an entrepreneur is a business leader who is intentional about business, and then that individual can be qualified to be called an entrepreneur. The caught in the web of entrepreneurialism, but you may not be an entrepreneur. That you are self-employed does not, you are not intentional and you are not directional, then you are not an entrepreneur. So I want to believe part of our takeaway from here to come and we have come. But you must be deliberate. What do I want to use all of this for? What am I going to be working in an organization? Because somebody says, oh, I don't want to set up a business. No, you have just heard now that setting up a business may not necessarily qualify you to be an entrepreneur. So, but in case you want to take up this skill and then begin to work in an organization, it is also that is you are there of the role self, but it's important for us to just highlight them so that we can at least begin to have it get in our mind. And then it is important that this just also know that the entrepreneurs that are making use of the technology, that is entrepreneurs in digital economy most of the time, are called technopreneurs. They leverage technology, to behave entrepreneurially. They are technopreneurs. So when you ask me the role of entrepreneurship, you're asking me what are the rules of entrepreneurship. Just like other types of entrepreneurs, so the first thing I want to say is wealth creation. Wealth creation, the role of entrepreneurship. So also, as we have it in digital economy, it is also clear that one major role of entrepreneurship is wealth creation. I'm sure you all know that. Events and not what have you. You know that with technology, a number of you have made a lot of money, and not only making money, you have a platform where you invest through technology, and from there there's multiplication of your savings, and then wealth is being created, and so on and so forth. So that is what we mean when we say wealth creation and sharing. Another thing you want to talk about is job creation. Job creation. I'm sure you have heard a number of statistics about the level of unemployment in Nigeria. But many times, so technology that is taking many now out of unemployment, because not only are they taking out of unemployment, they can even employ others with that technology. You don't need to have so much money now, to be involved. And I'm sure you all know that. You can now own what you don't have, and all of that. You talk about Airbnb, you talk about Uber, and the rest of them, you know them better. So now, because of technology, we can now begin to create even jobs more than before. And just like I said, that we talk about entrepreneurs. While you work within an organization, part of the thing you bring about is value creation. So you'll be able to add value to your organization. It's easier to know somebody who is an entrepreneur working in an organization. They don't just work like, oh, I just want to go to work and come back. They want to be sure that anywhere they are adding value. And that is made easier through the deployment of technology. That is why even in manufacturing organizations as we have them represented here, technology cannot be pushed aside. And if you do all of these things, you are there, right, to get job and then to get it even in abundance, I want to say, because you have opportunity of involving what we call hybrid entrepreneurship. Now you can work for many organizations because of what? Technology. Even while you are working in one organization, you can be on the list of many organizations because of technology. Another thing we want to talk about is, entrepreneurship, and by extension, entrepreneurship has brought in about balanced regional development. Balanced regional development. Okay? Somebody has spoken about development coming to rural areas if there's power supply. And once there's power supply, the next thing that will follow is, of course, technology. And once technology is able to spread to all of those areas, then there will be development. And technology has been able to help in that regard. We also know that with technology, we can now increase a number of things. GDP, for example, in the nation technology has contributed enormously. Well, I must say that we are not, even though we think we are doing well, but if you look at what they call Global Innovation Index of Nigeria, you discover that we are not there yet. And that is why many times to this program, trying to bring us on board, if we can say Nigeria is still ranked 108 out of 125 that have been ranked on the Global Innovation Index. So that is to tell you that we are still at the bottom. So, but thank God we are coming up gradually. So that is why the importance of you sharing what you have learned, you know, when my colleague was speaking, is very crucial. You have to take what you have learned and share it with others so that together as a nation, we'll be able to improve on our innovation index. Somebody will say, okay, what is the difference? Because there has been an argument between creativity and innovation. You know, a number of us are creative, you know, have come up with certain things, but maybe you are not innovative enough. That is, can you take it to the market? Can it be acceptable? That is when you begin to say you are innovative. Okay. But penetration. So what I'm saying in essence, that another benefit is market penetration. All right, you can actually leverage technology to penetrate market, and I'm sure a number of you here, and you have a number of colleagues in different parts of the continent. Maybe you are working on many platforms, which you know better. Of course, you know that we talk about entrepreneurial financing, all right? One component of entrepreneurship. And with technology now, you talk about funding and all of that. So you develop a site and then share your vision, and then people begin to invest in that vision. And before you know it, you are gathering persons that are interested in that particular area. And what we are enjoying today, community development, has also been made possible, right, by the entrepreneurship. Now, you set up an organization, and you know that part of your job is to reach out, even as a startup, and begin to grow. And have different persons with your technology have been able to, you know, grow your business. You can reach out to your and begin to develop. I will see a number of our this guys, for example, coming back to do one or two things, developing the area. Why? Because we have leveraged on technology. Well, some areas I want to cover, but I want to stop here because I see that some questions given to me has actually covered it. So I want to say it is an honor to be here, and I know that we have all listened, that all of these that we are gathering, they are there to make us to be successful entrepreneurs. Once again, I want to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Olaleke. So I will just pick the word, entrepreneur. It said for you to be an entrepreneur, most important thing, two things that I actually picked from that is you need to be intentional. Then secondly, you also need to be directional about your business. He said that you are self-employed, you know, that why don't you start where you are? Thank you, Prof, for validating, you know, what I'm actually thinking about being an entrepreneur. You know, in terms of being in a strategic business areas for your organization, practice those skills from there. You know, start from where you are before you think of, you know, going your own way. He also said leveraging on technology. If you never leverage on technology as an entrepreneur, makes you a technopreneur. He also mentioned some roles of an entrepreneur, which is wealth creation and sharing, job creation. You need to add values, which is most important. Hybrid technology, which gives you access to work, you know, with different organizations. Balance regional development, as you being an entrepreneur, then you need to be creative. You know, that we also say so much for that wonderful session.
Thank you very much. Once again, let's put our hands together for ourselves. We go on to the second question for our panelists. We want to really appreciate all that you have brought to the table. In 3 minutes, I start with the first panelist, Dr. Jonathan. You may sit there or come over here. Please tell us. You have eloquently identified the enormous opportunities available in digital skills. Please, we'd like to know, what are some of the challenges and how may these challenges be resolved? In 3 minutes, please speak to us. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Prof. Yes, well, if you noticed, I displayed advantages and, of course, the merits of the digital economy. Now, talking about the challenges of digital skills, as has been given to me here, Papa says there's nothing of value that is free. And one of the challenges of digital skills happens to be cost. All right. Some of the skills, of course, and of course the courses and the training you may need to acquire for the kind of skill that you need might be quite expensive. All right. So you need to brace up, to that challenge. However, there are some free platforms, okay, that are available that you can kind of explore, okay, and get some basic training. And now the basic training most times are usually not sufficient, okay, and that's why you need to pay, okay, in order to get the most of it. Now, I forgot to also mention that in this era, there is need, all right, that also takes some cost as well. So that's one of it. The second challenge, ma'am, all right, so the challenge everyone has is to keep what? Updating. It's not everyone that's interested in doing that. So for you to keep afloat and to remain relevant, you must keep updating, all right? That, of course, requires a lot of sacrifices, time, okay, and further spending. Of course, my partner spoke about us to talk about the environment where you operate your digital skill, okay? Power is a major factor, all right? Apart from power, data is a major thing. Data in terms of internet connectivity. If that's not always available, that's the challenge. As far as that there are some free platforms we can take advantage of, okay? And of course, there are also scholarships that some schools also give in order for you to acquire some of those training. For the dynamic nature, well, that is part of the scheme, or that's part of what we have actually found ourselves, because technology has not remained stable for some time. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for that robust insight. Challenges of the digital age, and of course the way out of it. I took note the issue of power, which one of the speakers elaborated on, the issue of data, and of course the need to upskill, to keep learning. Learning, we say, is a continuum. We must keep at it. And thank you also for the insight, forms and scholarship, which I believe our participants here will go back to check out and see how they can take a maximum advantage. Once again, Dr. Mayowa Agbola, thank you very much also for the various learning platform you have shared with us, and how can other people leverage on the digital skill in terms of the teaching and pedagogy you told us about. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma. And I'll just quickly run through some of the things that Covenant University is doing. Covenant University is doing a lot, actually. This is not just about bragging about it. I'll just run through some of the things. Number one, there's what I call digital skill integration. Many of our students are, or should I say most of our students, actually have digital skills. And Covenant University faculty staff, the system sees how to, tap into this skill, and it also helps them to improve further. Personally, for example, I have a couple of students I've supervised over the years, and we use several social media platforms, to, that are used for conducting the supervision of their projects. And I sort of use that platform or use their skills, type your work, send it to me, I screen it, use my, my iPad, go through it, and we sort of kind of use that as a way of, buying time instead of looking for me. Perhaps I'm in a meeting or several other engagements, and it sort of helps with in that area. So the university actually encourages that. Other things we do is virtual labs and simulations. I think I have my senior colleagues here from the sciences, computer science, and the engineering. We have what we call virtual labs and simulations. That platform is also used to encourage students digitally to improve their digital skills. Online learning platforms. I know some, for a while now we've been using Coursera, and so many of our students go on that platform to learn a lot, to improve themselves, and get themselves ready for the walk of life, digitally actually. Then we also organize hackathons and competitions. We've done a lot of these hackathons and competitions in collaboration with industries. Different organizations come on board, and then we organize all of this to further, impact these digital skills on our students. Then we have industry collaborations. I think it overlaps. We've had lots of organizations partner with the university, to improve, and impact, digital skills on our students. Then we have the blended learning. Blended learning, so apart from the physical contact we have with our students, we also have a platform. We have learning management system, that's Moodle, that we use, and we engage our students on that platform. So apart from the class that we go to, we also engage our students on our learning management system, that's Moodle, to do quizzes, tests, assignments, watch videos, and all of that. Then we have guest speakers and webinars that we also organize, and this also dovetails into our postgraduate program students. Even our undergraduate students, we have lecturers across the world, that use various platforms, to talk with our students, and then this sort of improves the digital skills of our students. Then we have innovation labs. Covenant University has one of the university-based innovation labs. Covenant University is actually the first in West Africa, and it's called Hebron Startup Lab, where thank you very much, and that's where I'm currently heading or curating. And we have a lot of our students who have been on that platform where we incubate ideas. Students usually feel does it have to be tech? You don't have to be technologically inclined. When you come on that platform, you just find yourself already becoming a techie person, because everything you do in life now, currently, you have to infuse tech to it. And then lastly, I think we also have digital literacy courses, like the Coursera platform. Our students go on that platform. Then lots of digital, courses, literacy courses on that platform. Google also offers us such courses. We have several platforms, Udemy, so many platforms that our students tap into, and these and many more that we also do to improve and allow our students to be impacted with.
Wow, we can go on and on and on and on. ODL, that's distant learning. I'd like to quickly recall those of you that came for the second CBT exam, which qualified you for this training. The ODL lab, the distant learning lab, that is his domain. So he's the director that gave us access. Please, let's put our hands together. for him. I'm sure you loved what you saw. State-of-the-art facilities where we had close to 500 or more, 500 computers with all of the resources. Thank you very much, our director. I don't want to bore us with a quick recap, but I also want to say, as part of your presentation a while ago, you talked about industry collaboration, and that is exactly why we are here. This program is put together by the Covenant University Community Development Impact Initiative Committee in partnership with Cisco Network Academy. Let's put our hands together for the organizers. And of course, not forgetting the Adodo of the Olota of Ota, His Royal Highness, also partnered with us. And very importantly, my dear sister seated here, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, AB represents. Personally know the effort made by my sister as the executive secretary to reach out to all the industries in Ota. And we had a few of them partner with us. Madam, this is just the first phase. This is just phase 1. We hope to take this to the next level. And we know that those industries that were not able to partner on their doors, we are taking this to phase 2. And it will be important they partner with us. Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. So before I hand over to my co-anchor, I'd like to also enjoin our participants. Please take out time to tour our campus. The Hebron Startup Lab, we have the director here. Please, you will be given access. The incubation lab, the innovative lab, all of those facilities on campus. Please, you can see us. We can also, discuss with persons in charge so that you can be given access. Please make sure you visit some of these locations before this program is over. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next question is going to Dr. Samuel, that's Dr. Isaac Samuel. So earlier on, you spoke about the power supply in digital economy. And please, I would just want you to highlight, what Nigeria can do differently to resolve the lingering power supply challenges that we have in the country.
What Nigeria can do differently. There are quite a number of them. I want power system infrastructure in the country. They have done quite a number of investment, but this challenge of corruption will not allow the investment to show. Number one, government must change their attitude towards this. They must see it as an important issue to resolve. So that's number one. Number two, we the consumers, we need to also change our behavior in the sense that we don't imbibe what I call energy management. Go out there now, you will see a lot of security lights are on in the daytime. What you don't have enough and you are still wasting. If you put off your light, you are saving a soul somewhere else. That's the truth. And it's also a social responsibility. If the power we are producing is not enough, and we are not cutting down our waste, then it will never be enough. So if we want to improve, number one, let's imbibe the habit of putting off our lights when they are not needed. For instance, if you are in your house, you have 3-bedroom flat. If you are not in your room, the light should be off. Some of us put on our toilet light for the whole year. You don't off it. You are wasting energy that is not available. So we must change our behavior. And that is why recent research I did on customers' energy consumption behavior, I discovered that a lot of us are deficit in that. So I want to advise us and plead with us, save a life by putting off your light. Thank you. Number two, we have the government also need to improve their governance and regulation. Now, when they sold discos out, they sold it out to themselves corruption. They don't have capacity to run it. If every house is metered in Nigeria, we won't be having this challenge we are having. You and I know how many of us have meters in our house. You and I know how many of us are paying for our electricity bill. And I won't want to stretch it too further. So metering is key. Number 3, like I said, the government, the operators of our power system, it's high time we begin to integrate into our system what I call distributed generators, looking at renewable energy. It is very, very important for us to augment what we are producing with energy that does not harm us. These generators we are running, they release into the air carbon that deplete the ozone layer. So there is need to bring on board this renewable energy, wind and solar. Very, very important. During my presentation, I also mentioned microgrid. I want to recommend public and private partnership in installing solar or wind microgrids in communities, remote communities. All community does not need to be on the national grid. In fact, the national grid needs to be disbanded so that areas can install renewable energies and supply a particular area. They are able to manage themselves. Communities are involved. You manage what you have, you service what you have, and then you have 24/7 light. All this transferring power from Kanji, from this to Shogo, and distributing, all that's waste of resources and time. So this it's good that we bring on board microgrid. Now, thank you, sir. Now, finally, I also want to say that the government, sorry, I'm mentioning government to make the environment comfortable for citizens. That will make that will result in economic empowerment and development. They should stop empowering youth with handouts. They should empower youth with good resources. For instance, I mentioned some solutions to power unreliability here. The UPS, the backup, and all that. They should empower the youth with such, and you will discover what the youth are able to do. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Samuel, and for the profile. So I'm going just to do the summary. Doctor said, we consumers, we should change our attitude. So when you get home, if you see anybody still wasting light, tell that person that they've told you in this seminar, always put off your lights. Secondly, improvement on governance regulations. Meter is to be distributed across board, so that it can be seamless to distribute. He said government should also integrate distributed generators, looking at renewable energy, wind and solar, and e.g. the I made mention of microgrid in remote communities. This is actually got to me that in some of those communities that they don't have all the appliances industries, and you see them that they have constant light. So if you take them off, the major power supply and give them that microgrid is going to be a conducive environment, empowered youth, with resources and not just handouts. Okay, so for the second question, this question goes to Professor Olali Kesa, and it says you should the challenges of entrepreneurs, what challenges that they are facing today in digital economy, and how these hurdles can actually be overcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I had the privilege to have me second time. I wanted to win billions or at least several million. So I will try as much as possible within that 1 minute to see whether I can say something that will be meaningful. Now, a number of challenges that you will be faced with as an entrepreneur in digital economy. One thing that is key is that there is now increased competition. Now, because there is no entry barrier, technology is open. Now, your business is not just competing with the local person, but you are competing globally. Another challenge, which has been said a lot of time here, is that rapid technological change. And if there are changes, it means you must also be able to change. There are a number of products that we call in marketing planned obsolete. You actually develop a product so that it becomes obsolete within a few weeks or few years. So you must, ensure you are also changing. Another challenge we could have is cybersecurity risk, a number of them. And just because it's access for all now, we have a number of challenges around startup laws, patenting and the rest of them. Because your ideas can be stolen so quickly because everybody now have access. So what are the ways to overcome some of these challenges? One, we have said a lot about the fact that you need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And what is that? Ensure you go ahead and learn what we call design thinking so as to enhance your creativity and innovation. Very important. As you are learning other skills, learn the design thinking skill so that you enhance your creativity and innovation. Now, you cannot be everywhere. So, two, focus on a particular market. Create and carve a niche for yourself. All right? It's broad. The market is now wide, but you can specialize in some areas and ensure you are known for it. Ensure you embrace new technology, and there are new models. This model may not work. For example, we know that the aggregator model has always been working, all right, in this digital economy. The Uber and the rest, they are the ones using the aggregator model. That is, you may not necessarily be key professional in something, but you can aggregate. Put a number of things together and you are still making your money. And of course, we have had a lot about innovation in your business so that you can thrive well. I also talk about the fact that I know we have startup acts and laws in Nigeria, but what is the level of awareness and to what extent are we enforcing it? So governments should enforce some of these acts to be able to overcome the challenges of patent rights and all of those challenges. Maybe I should stop by saying that government also has a role to play, and find major roles. Enabling environment, it's just that we are trying to play down the government and face our own. All right, enabling environment is needed, and now especially when we are face to face with a number of challenges in Nigeria, and we have had the president say he wants to empower SMEs. So the question is, how many small businesses will be able to return the fund within 1 year? So it is important that the disbursement of fund, the palliative we are talking about, trickle down even to the youth. So thank you very much.
Thank you. So I just want to run us quickly through some of the challenges that Prof mentioned and the ways to overcome it. He made mention of increasing competition. For some of us that are actually entrepreneurs, you can easily relate with this. Increasing competition, rapid technological change. We have cybersecurity risk. Then we have startup loss. He also mentioned ways to overcome all this. He said we should go ahead and learn design thinking skill. We need to embrace new technologies as they're coming and models, e.g. he made mention of aggregated models that Uber is running. Enforcement of startup acts by the government, and also government is to provide enabling environment for businesses to thrive. Thank you.
Thank you. We have indeed come full circle. Please, I'd like the participant to please note their questions. Very shortly, we'll be going into the Q&A session. Please write it. Perhaps you are the shy type. If you don't want to handle the microphone, please, we will read out your questions. The panelists are still very much around. Let's put our hands together for our panelists. We'd like to say a big thank you, sirs, for your insightful presentation. It's indeed an eye-opener, especially for our upcoming entrepreneurs here seated. Please, you will help us attend to a few of their questions before we call it a day. But before that time, I want to bring up our very special guest at this occasion. I'm talking of no other than the Executive Secretary, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Barrister Motunrayo, for a few remarks. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sirs. Thank you for this opportunity. I don't know everyone in the room. Okay, when the team came to our office and shared the vision of the program, it was something I was really interested in, because as manufacturers, we're always looking for better ways to do business at cheaper cost and, just make things, the process seamless. And from everything I've learned and heard here today, I just want to encourage us, as many people who would, apart from those who would, some would want to be entrepreneurs, but for those who would want to work in an organized setting, in a company, please, it would be nice if you can develop applications and apps and things like that that can help, maybe with the processes on the factory floor. There are many factories now that are getting automated, and that means that they would appreciate applications and processes that can help them instead of having to employ so many people. I know, fine, we want to keep people employed, but at the same time, from a manufacturer's view, like I said, he wants to spend less and have more production. So if you can come up with applications and softwares and things like that that can help automate the process and get things running faster, it would be nice. The payment system also, such that the amount of money that is lost is also reduced. How can they pay their customers faster and get their money faster and give out credit facilities, be able to trace those credit facilities, things like that. It would also help. And then pushing out their products in the environment around customers. If you can come up with marketing ideas and software that they can use so that they can meet targets, they can meet their products can get to customers, even beyond Nigeria's shore, maybe in other African countries, and they're still protected. Please, would appreciate things like that. And okay, finally, I'm sorry. Finally, sir, you talked about power. Please, does Covenant have cheaper power apart from NEPA that manufacturers can use? We are very open to it, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Barrister Motunrayo. That is from the manufacturer's point of view. Question, please, you will take it thereafter. Thank you very much. I know the participants are listening. I'd like to just give you a clue. Come August 18th, precisely a week from today, about this time, 4 p.m., we will be having the closing and award ceremony where these participants here seated will be displaying their products. So please, we also invite you to that event. A special invitation will get to you if it has not already. Mr. David, it's already gotten to her. So please, you can even come with industry giants. You can invite a few of them to come and see the outcome of this training so that they can even take it up from there. I believe many apps and software will come out of this training in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you. Before we go into the Q&A session as we begin to wrap up, may I invite from the local government perspective, Ashiwaju Mr. to please give a few remarks. 1 minute, please.
Thank you so much, Professor George. Thank you to our facilitators here today. And to the good people of Atwood Water local government, the future leaders and the innovators presented today, I must say congratulations to you all. I bring you greetings from the Executive Chairman of Atwood Water local government, Honorable Sheriff Adewale Musa, who is particularly interested in this vision, and that is why he jumped on it even at the first instance. So please keep learning and make us proud. Thank you so much. God bless you.
Okay, so it's time for the moment we've been waiting for. It is Q&A session. Please, if you have your questions written down, please you can pass it across to me. And if you want to, so okay.
If you have written questions, let me have your questions. If you want to speak, you may just.
Okay.
Thank you, sirs, and Mas, and my colleagues. My question goes to Dr. Isaac Samuel. And the other time when he was making his presentation, he showed to us something that his department is working on. And I believe it is a good idea. My question is that, is this something that can be replicated and can be mass produced in such a way that it is not only the university community that will benefit from it, even probably the community at large, or maybe other community? Because I was talking to a colleague of mine that was sitting beside me. I noticed that the school is into a lot of research, especially in the area of renewable energy. I was showing to him on my system journals are published by lecturers from this school that I don't want to mention their names. Because I wrote something recently and I used the papers that were published by lecturers from this school. And I research going on, and there are lots of lecturers that are actually vast in renewable energy. So that's why I'm asking that question. Is this something that can be mass produced that even the larger community can benefit from? Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Ogun from Ariri, from the graphic design department. My question is on renewable energy. Now, when we are going into massive production, how do we regulate substandard solar panels? Because when we talk about bulbs, we've not been able to have product bulbs that could last at least 6 months. You get a bulb today and tomorrow it's gone. So how do we control solar panels that will be coming into the country and production of them? Thank you, God bless you.
I appreciate everyone, especially our panelists, for this expository response to our questions. Please, I want to ask, I'm from cinematography department. Dominion Vincent is my name, from cinematography department of this great program. I want to ask, looking at how much digital skills people to be enlightened on what to go for, what to avoid, and what to suspect. I want this kind of program to come up again, probably before the end of our training, so that people can get to learn what I call digital intelligence. If there's anything like that, digital intelligence, that will help us to be on the safer side. Because when you open any social media app or software, different things pops up. There are a lot of distractions, and then when you are looking for something, another thing comes up. So, and people are becoming, a lot of people are victims of so many fraud and all of that. How can we come up with kind of digital, kind of training on digital intelligence that will make people to know what to avoid, what to suspect, what to go for? Thank you.
Any other questions, please?
Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ali Joseph from the graphic department. All right, my question goes to Prof. Oladike. I'm right. Okay, while you were giving the challenges in entrepreneurship, so you said something about the solution. You said that we should focus on a particular area of business and create a niche around it. Okay, sir, I'll use myself as an example. I have many business ideas. So how do I balance launching those business ideas and focusing on a particular area? Like how do I balance it, sir? On creating a niche around those different business ideas I have, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other person?
Good afternoon. I'm Ogun John Abayomi from the Python class. My question goes thus, and it's 2 in 1, please. The current challenges of power supply in the nation is quite enormous. After each class, like I emphasized in the other section that we had, I personally don't feel like going home because the environment we suddenly find ourselves is quite comfortable and it gives us this just continue to push until, you know. But the question now goes thus. I would like the panelists that have spoken to use their current capacity to drive the point that has been derived here home to the government. Please, the same way we lost NITEL and it's no longer a talk today, we're going to lose the national grid. Yes. And on the long run, everybody in this country will be able to afford this solar. We're going to lose the national grid. The way I'm looking at the trend of things now. So I would like this panel to advise the government either to make it compulsory for those microgrid to be in place, or in the long run, the national grid will be a thing of the past. And that's going to be a woe to the economy. I don't pray to get to that. The second question is, on the immediate, what solutions can be put in place for us to afford this solar of a thing, because it's quite costly at the moment. But if we can have some solutions from what we've learned so far in this 3 weeks training, for us to have at least our 2-room bedroom flat that we're able to put on ourselves to power it. Why I said this is because the bottleneck in getting meters for our unit houses is quite enormous. So, someone like me, for instance, I've made the payment, but for the past 2 years, meters have not been deployed. And we have been denied of this power supply. So from this very unit and what we've learned in solar unit so far, what can we have as a solution on the immediate that we can subscribe to for us to actually have a robust digital economy that can sustain the learning that we're taking from this very
Can we stop at this junction?
Let me just read it. That's Dr. Isaac. This person says, please, can we have the rollout date for the solar kiosk on our platform? The solar kiosk that you made mention of, the kiosk that you made mention of, can they have the dates of that you're going to roll it out? The person said, so that we can have it on this on our platform for this training. We shall appreciate it, sir. So to perform it and use it to make wealth. I don't know, maybe this person is saying that you should integrate this training into the development of that solar kiosk so that they can also be part of it. Okay, so this question is also to you, sir. The person says, sir. The person says, okay, so the person says, sir, you mentioned the installation of the microgrids. Is it possible for the private sector, maybe a starting company, to develop such a grid, install it in a community, and to make money without government interference?
Okay,
I have to you, Dr. Isaac. All still and on cost. A set of group on solar panel are seriously working to build an hybrid inverter, when do we go from, I'm sorry, I can't see this person's hand right here. The person says, where do we go from here when the capacity is not, okay, when the capital is not available? Okay, so in some way of this, what can I actually gain from this is they are actually trying to build a solar panel. Says where should they go when there is no the financial capital to also to finalize that process?
Okay, I do have some questions here too. Still it's cheaper for us to power our homes via conventional power. And how do you curb the issue of meter bypassing?
Okay. Thank you for all the questions. You will agree with me that power has become is a very crucial issue. And that is where there are a lot of questions. Everything rises and falls with power in our community. So the driver of development is energy. So I want to start, yes, how do we stop power bypassing meter? Number one, you are the one to stop it. Yes. Don't bypass meter. When they came to install a meter in my house, the person that brought the meter to install was asking me, I should give him extra 5,000 so that he can bypass it for me as he installs it. I said, I don't want. I told him that is integrity. A lot of us go for corners instead of doing the right things. If every one of us here will do the right thing, Nigeria will be better. So I want to plead with us. Let's put on our integrity and protect our names as individuals. You can say, like I can say, I've not duped Nigeria, I've not chopped any of their money, they've not sponsored me in any school, I've done everything myself. Okay? So you should be able to say so that I've not cheated my neighbor. When we are able to come to that point, then we're already killing corruption, which is our challenge. So bypassing meter is not a technology, it's human invention. So let's stop it. So there are technology that can finger meter bypassing. And if it's stopped, that's what we're saying. Distribution companies supposed to invest in such technologies. Anybody caught or signaled bypassing meter should face the music. Go to jail and pay heavily for it. Pay heavily, fine. That's my recommendation. So, now, yes, you are saying the energy is cheaper because you are paying as you go. Solar energy is costly, capital cost. It does not need maintenance. The maintenance is light. What is the maintenance you do? Your battery will run for almost 2 years without going down, depending on the capacity. Your solar panel will gather dust, you clean the dust, and that is the maintenance. And after the useful year, you now replace the battery. So it's capital intensive in installing, but running is cheap. Long run, you discover that installing solar in your house is cheaper. You will not have power failure, you don't have to be depressed, you don't have to be looking for where there is light. So somebody is talking about hybrid inverters. Yes, this is where our industries will have to come in. In civilized nations, so industry comes to university, give them their problem, the university solve, and they sponsor that project within the university. Covenant University is well positioned because OTA is an industrial hub. We have quite a number of universities around us, but then we can serve this industry by solving their problem and they sponsoring that research. So our industry-based collaboration, like the program we normally do, Town and Gown, that is bringing the industry and the gown together. The university, if we entrench it, we will get more of the industry coming to us. But one major challenge we have with that is that most of these industries are not indigenous. They take their problem to their home. That's a big issue. It might interest you to know that Olorun Shogo power stations were installed by Chinese. There's no single manual there in English language that we can read. So whatever happens there, you have to call the Chinese to do it. The same thing they did in Ajaokuta that made that man never to walk till now. Now, we solving our problem, we need serious change, both governmentally and individually. It's rethinking. So for this environment, that's what I'm saying. Now, to get sponsorship for this, that's why I'm saying this. When you have a project like this you're doing, try to locate the industries that will need them. You can say, this is what I'm doing. I've been able to do this, I've been able to do that. And this will benefit you. And then you're able to propose to them, if I'm done, this is what will happen and all that. And they will say, okay, truly we will be needing this, so we will sponsor the work. So you must look for how to get capital. At times you come together, contribute money and do it. And by the time it works, you also get money from it because it's already working. So that is what I will say. Yeah, the solar kiosk. Yes. The solar kiosk is still under construction, but it's working as it is. We want to make it a smart one, that when you plug anything on it and it is fully charged, that aspect is let go. Okay. Now, the solar kiosk can be reproduced. Also, sponsorship will be needed to do that because it's capital intensive. Solar, when we say renewable energy, we are not saying it's free. Of course, let me let you know today, any comfort is paid for. If you want comfort in your house, then you must buy the fuel of 500 naira per liter and use it. No, okay, 600. No comfort is free. If you see anywhere there is comfort, somebody has paid for it. So if you are creating comfort for yourself in your home, because it's your home, create it, spend the money, and enjoy it. There's no other things in life that we came here to do than to enjoy our life. Now, also, how do we get these things installed? I'm talking about microgrid. I've said it is high time we call on public-private initiative, public-private government and the private owners should come together and ensure that these things are installed. It also comes back to government to create enabling environment for private sector to be able to come in. Now, you say NEPA is cheap. We are not paying what we ought to pay for kilowatt hour. That's why you are saying it's cheap. Recently, they wanted to increase the rate. A lot of people cried out. I don't know how manufacturers are coping with what is happening now. I know many countries, many industries will have gone down. If the Chancellor has the opportunity to talk to us about the cost of keeping these lights, that you don't want to go home. You'll be shocked. it's expensive to keep. So energy is expensive. If we must pay right, but the challenge we have in this country, even when you are paying right, they will not use it to develop. So until we have that mind, that change of mind to do things for our people, because we love the people, not because of what we want to get, because we love the people, we want to do things for them, then we are good to go. How much I'm spending on maintaining my car, I don't need to spend that money if government is sensitive about my need. When you go to Lagos now, color from Togo, you know what I'm saying. So very, very important. So when we talk about national grid losing it, the better the die of. Of what essence are they when I don't have 247 lights? I'm working on something very crucial. Before I could get this light prepared, they took light in our area for more than 7 times. It was going on, and if not that there's a backup somewhere, I won't be able to come here with my slide. You understand what I'm saying? So if we get this microgrid and each community, in fact, governments, if you want to install microgrid, come together, you know. That's what they said. So when the committee comes together, they put funds together, install one, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 houses can be empowered, and they manage their things just once off. And anytime you need, there's need for maintenance. But they have to regulate on it for it to happen, because they will soon tell you, before you cannot even build house without connecting power. It was when Fashola became Minister of Power that he cancelled the capital charge. So you can now pay as you go. Before, if you travel, you will come back and meet bills. But that's not the case, it's as you go now. You understand? So that, to some level, is also what deregulation. I will call it deregulation, for you to have your own. If I build my house now, I can build my house fully solar. The whole roof will be solar panel. No NEPA will come to me to come and collect any money. So it's already there. So we just encourage communities to do that. So national grid, if they're losing it, God bless them. Then we talk about substandard. I did a research on these energy saving bulbs, different manufacturers. And I discovered when they put 20 watts, what is delivering is not 20 watts. It's even less than 10. But you know, our business people in Nigeria goes to China, give China their own standard, their own specification to drop standard. Let me tell you one thing I come to discover. In US, most of their product is from China, everything, but to US standard. Why can't we have Nigerian standard? Standard of Organization of Nigeria has mesmerized everything, coming back to what is called corruption. So corruption, we need to kill it. I don't want to say what Buhari said, because it ended up becoming one of them. If you don't kill it, it will kill us. I don't want that. But the truth is, if we must make remarkable progress, every sector must be seen doing something. So those are the regulatory body. This solar panel now, everybody is producing it and bringing it in. Everybody is producing. Who is checking the standard? They say they are checking, but it's not being checked. And then you're just lucky you buy a good brand. So that is what I will say about that. So ethics has to come in here. Now, can it be mass produced? Yes, that's the solar kiosk. That's my first question. It can be mass produced once it is fine-tuned. As it is, it's charging, it's working well, but we just want to make it smart. And it was a SWEP project. We call it a capstone project. SWEP means 200 level students did it. That's what it means. So it can be mass produced. As it is, we can sell it, and somebody will buy it, put it at the junction, and be making money with it. Thank you.
very much. Please, we can make it louder and bigger. We have actually come to the end of this session. 1 minute. Okay, Mr. Shiwaju, okay. 1 minute or 1 second.
All right. Thank you. I think it's important I quickly share this with us all, that the Electricity Act 2023 has enabled the deregulation of that sector. So it simply means that states can provide, generate, and distribute power, and even communities can do so. So that's what the Electricity Act 2023 is all about, and it was signed on June 9, 2023 by this present President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it simply means you can do that. Private companies, communities can access that. As we speak today, Edo State, Lagos State, and Kaduna State have their laws that enable such to operate. So other states will also follow suit soon. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for that vital information. So we are good to go. We have finally come to the end of this session. Once again, may I, on your behalf, deeply appreciate our panelists for a job well done. You have not disappointed, exceeded our expectations. Please put your hands together again for our panelists. Professor Olaleke Ogun, the Director of Center for Entrepreneurial Development Studies, where this event is holding right now. Thank you. Dr. Jonathan Oluroti, thank you for that powerful presentation. It was indeed insightful. And of course, the person who bombarded with most of the questions because of how critical the issue of power is. Thank you, Dr. Samuel Oni. I know that the participants, some of them will still want to engage you after now. They want to be part of what is happening there. Because just like we told them, a week ago we had a presentation for this participant, and we told them they have suddenly become an alumnus of Covenant. Yes, because they are going away with a certificate in the next 1 week. So please feel free to please interact and collaborate with any of us. And of course, our director, ODL, Distant Learning. Thank you so very much for all that you brought on bear concerning learning and learning pedagogy, and all of the insightful information you provided on what Covenant is doing differently. And that is exactly what has placed us on this pedestal as a world-class university, the #1 university in Nigeria, the #1 in West Africa, and #7 in Africa. Thank you everyone for coming. Again, we want to, on your behalf, appreciate the Chancellor whom God gave this vision, who is very passionate about redeeming the image of the black man. I've listened to him time and time again. He often says, it does not have to be white to be right. We can do things differently. We can change the narratives of the black man. And I see that happening even from this set of participants in this training session. We're trusting God that God will enable us, the university and Cisco Unite, to come up with phase 2 of this project. And I know we have the support of MAN. Please help us take this to the industry so that they can partner with us and take this further. I want to, on your behalf, thank the organizers of this program, Cisco Unite. We deeply appreciate the MD CEO, Mr. Tony Olatayo. It was his initiative that we hold this panel session. It was not even a part of this program in the first place. We want to thank you, Mr. Olatayo, wherever you are, and we know you are connected and you watch the videos thereafter. The local government ably represented by Mr. Shiwaju Oke. Thank you also for the information on the Energy Act of 2023. Thank you, Barrister Mutunrayo, all the way from Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. Thank you for being here. Thank you, HR Cisco Unite, my co-anchor, for a job well done, Mr. Adewale. Yeah, Mr. Kolawale. Thank you, Engineer Tola. Thank you, Secretary CDIC, dear participants and those that have gone. Of course, Mr. Chris and Mr. Dave in the house. Thank you for all of the troubles. And of course, the technical crew from Cisco Unite. Thank you so very much. Dear participants. Now we are students. Is that the cinematographic?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Wow. You are already put into practice what you are learning. So I want to use this opportunity to invite us all, our panelists. Please, invitation will still be extended to you for the closing and certificate award ceremony. It's happening live. Come next week, Friday. Is it 18th now? Yes, 18th of August is going to take place at PG Cafeteria. There you are going to see the various products, from the various groups in this training. They are going to have an exhibition, showcase what they have done. And I want to appeal to my sister barrister, please, we need industry presence. We need manufacturers to come and see the outcome of this training so that they can take it off from there, because they actually need sponsors. They need people to take this project from the vision stage further. And I know my director, the curator of Covenant University is also here seated. Please, sir, we need you to help us. Ibra Startup Lab, that is your area, please. If we have CU alumni that can even be invited, why not? It's a CU program, please. Thank you so very much, everyone. Please put your hands together for yourself one more time for your active participation. Shall we rise as we take the closing prayer? May I invite Mr. David Adegoke from Cisco Unite to take the closing prayer. Immediately after that, we're going to have the group photograph. The panelists will take a photograph with the anchor. Then maybe we'll move outside and take with the special guests and other participants. You have an information? Yes. Mr. Chris, please. You have an information announcement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. You're well done. I hope the whole exercise was entertaining.
Yes, sir.
Okay, for next week, for some people that have not been to their classes today, on Monday, remember the various categories we have for unemployment and business. So the director wants to address more especially those that are for unemployment. So we are bringing Red Job, also will be talking to have interaction with, so that you address those that doesn't have employment. As for the business, those that didn't have entrepreneurship, they are going to into business, their own business. So there's also going to be a session for that. So we're looking at Monday between the hour of 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and also 2:30, after our classes on Monday. So I want us, for those that have not filled the form to where you belong, whether you belong to business or entrepreneurship, please do that before Monday. Thank you so much.
Over to you, Mr. David, for the closing prayer.
Shall we pray? Everlasting Father, we thank you, we worship you, we glorify your holy name for the. We thank you for how far you've taken us in the course of this program. We give all praise and all honor to your holy name. We thank you for the lives of our panelists. We pray that you continue to bestow them with your wisdom. And we also pray that the participants of this program, that they will go home with a fully impact initiative at the end of this program. And for every one of us returning home, we declare safe journey back home, and we'll get to gather up in the future to see ourselves in good conditions. We return all the glory to you, O God. Blessed be your holy name, Father. For in Jesus' mighty precious name we pray. Amen. Surely, God's goodness and mercy shall follow us. All we shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen.
We're still shooting.
Please coordinate the group photograph, the cinematograph.
We are still shooting. I need to shoot you
We need to quickly take a group photograph.
I don't need that to shoot you.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, the photo.
Congratulations.